Good day, good love, good light, illuminators and way showers. And thank you. In grace and gratitude, I thank you for joining us today in this galactic gathering. And I'm very, very excited today. See, I can't even, already the languages are starting. I'm so excited today to have Jacquelin Smith joining us today. And we are going to be sharing our of light languages, stories of her star experiences, her being a hybrid. We're going to be hopefully doing some activations with some singing bowls and chatting with her about her stories on the ships and her origins. And she's a lovely communicator with the hybrids, a telepath, animal communicator. And I'm very excited. Also, my friend Bree, it's been such a long time. Brianna, please say hi. Bree is graciously agreed to help us out today with answering questions. And so, hi, Bree. Yasoto ilakia.
Hello, Yarhitia Shoti, Kana Haute Sara Hana. Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Hi,
I'm excited to be here. This is exciting.
So Bree's going to be, she's going to be watching for questions out there in the YouTube live chat. And we're going to be talking with Jacqueline and then others into the Hangout to ask some questions and interact with us all. So I'm very excited. I wanted to say, hi, Jacqueline.
I'm really excited to be a part of this today.
So it's been wonderful. Jacqueline and I met, gosh, it's hard to, I already forgot how long it's been. We met very serendipitously, and I'm going to allow her to tell that little story, but I'm very excited. She's a brand new website out, and I'm very excited to share that this new launching for her and being out here together in an event like this. And she's done many, many interviews. I've enjoyed them all, and I'm holding her. So I'm so excited. So I've got Jacqueline's books here of Animal Communications, Our Sacred Connection. And I got these from Jacqueline's website, and they are autographed, my friend. So Jacqueline, if you buy them from her website, and you can also get them on Amazon, and I'll let her tell you the details and all that, but you can get them from her site, and she will autograph them for you. So I'm very excited. I got my autographed copies today. And Star Origins and Wisdom of Animals talks with animal souls. And so I'm very excited. I've also had the opportunity of spending a lot of great time with her. We've chatted for hours, and I've even had my own Star Origin reading from her. So it's just been an absolutely delightful adventure. So without further ado, my dear star sister, Ilaka Lahina Isatashi Kiatase. Please do talk about Miguel and your connections with Miguel and how we met and Barbara and so forth. I'm very excited about all of that, and start wherever you want.
Okay, so ko inyo ta ila ko anahi na ko ite. Okay, so gosh, Wendy, it was last year, and Miguel and I were putting together a couple light language tracks for myself. He created the music, and of course I did the light language, and I happened to hear your light language online, and it was in the background while mine was still playing, while I was listening to one of my tracks. And I thought, gosh, I got to find out who she is. You know, I really like her, and we can do a light language track together. And so I emailed Miguel, and before I knew it, he had already emailed you to get us together. And so then, you know, you and I, gosh, I think our first phone conversation was like 3.5, 4 hours or something. And we just connected, knew we were sisters. And the irony of it is, you know, Miguel was going to help us put a light language track together. And at that point, he had to kind of bow out. So we were really meant to connect and to really, you know, do the light language connection together, and we will be doing a track together at some point. So I'm just so delighted to be here and to be with these two wonderful ladies. They're both great, Bree and Wendy. And so I'm not sure where you want me to start. If you want me to talk a little about my experiences on a ship or a hybrid, or
well, yeah, I was wondering how far back. I know. Did you want to touch at all a little bit on, you know, maybe how far back did you maybe discover? And I don't know how far back in childhood you want to go, but you know, when did you know? Like, I always knew from when I was little, I was really maybe not different from other people, but the way I looked at the world was different.
right.
When did you kind of know that something was a little different for you?
Really, my whole life.
Yeah.
Really, when I was maybe 3 years old, I was in the backyard. My mother was doing laundry, hanging laundry like they did in those days. And I was listening to a tree sing. And I said to my mother, you know, I'm listening to this tree sing. And she said, well, trees don't sing. And so I think I argued with her. And, you know, but it's been from early childhood that those gifts were there for me, as they are for many star seeds and hybrids. So that was my very first experience. But my star family has been with me ever since I came here. When I was in the crib, my star family was around me and talking to me telepathically and saying, you're going to be okay on Earth. And I'm going, I'm not so sure. You know, what, you know, did I make a good decision coming in the Earth here? Really?
I remember that feeling.
Yeah. And it was too late to really, you know, even in the womb, I was like trying to change my mind and go back. So that was, you know, some of my first experience with them, you know, in the crib, and they were very supportive and loving with me. Definitely kind of cheered me on to stay here, because there were a couple instances where I could have left. I've had 3 near-death experiences, and so they just they kept telling my soul to go back, and I'm going like, really? And they were like, yeah, go back. And even at 3 years old, I was on the starships, and one in particular, where I was, when my mother was taken on the ship while I was still in the womb, they injected her with what I call a DNA cocktail of 7 different star races. And that's kind of what makes me a hybrid. I have 7 DNA. I call myself kind of like a blended soul. And so I carry all those frequencies. And on the ship, I call my star mom and dad. I just love them. They're unconditional love. They are white zeta, tall white zeta mix, not the tall whites to be confused who live in Nevada. And so they were probably about 5, 6 shimmering white light in the big black eyes. And when I would look in my mother's eyes, we would hold our eyes up to each other, and I could look in and see the cosmos, really.
Now, were you aware as a child were you aware at the time that it was happening, or were you remembering that as a child?
Well, I was aware at the time of it happening, but then I didn't remember it till later. And then it's been a life journey.
That's what I was wondering so you remembered experiencing it as a child and then remembered it later.
Yes. And
okay.
and the on the ship, I mean, I kind of had full run of the ship. They let me run. It was great. I mean, I felt like I was in heaven on the ship. I was in school there. I learned all kinds of things, how to move objects and how to materialize objects from energy. And also I had the incredible experience of merging with my star parents, just their essence, which is this beautiful, bright neon globe of light. And so I just would drop my body and we would merge, and it was total unconditional love. And, there's nothing like that I've experienced on Earth. And but they are all about love and light. And they had their hands full. If they could have rolled their eyes, they would have, because I would run around the ship and put my fingers in everything. I was just kind of a handful.
I can relate to that. I was told when I first started going to the colonies myself that they used to actually have to put some sort of a sedative in my tea, because I was so excited to be there. They're like, dude, you need to calm down.
Yeah, so it's and with the energy of the ship, it's so amazing. And so what I wanted to share too, which is really cool, on the walls of the ship, there aren't really walls on the ship, because really the ship is a hologram. And so what I would do is I did a lot of communicating with crystals and symbols. And on the walls there were these symbols and kind of hieroglyphs. And I would stick my fingers in them, that my fingers would go through them, and then they would dance. They would come out and dance around me. And my star mother and father and I would speak light language telepathically. And so that's kind of how it started. And so I write symbols that I remember from the ship.
And that's what I was going to say. I wanted to mention that too at the beginning, which I didn't mention, was as Jacqueline is as a light language linguist, also a light language scribe, and using these symbols as activations from our star families. And I know that that's one of the reasons why she and I came together, because we also speak multiple languages, do the written symbols, realize the power of the activations of these. And Jacqueline uses these in her private sessions to help people connect with their star families, to activate empower our star DNA within us. And so I know that's a lot what has brought us together. And I'm glad that you mentioned that about the hieroglyphs. So, looking symbols within the ship, because many times as I'm writing them, I'm feeling that that's what I'm remembering, like that they were instructions and maybe even like some things like just door signs, like, bathroom, but you know what I mean? If that's even possible there, but, so I was feeling that too, and I know that's what has led you to this work that you've done, with the, with connecting all of the things that you're doing now as a hypnotherapist and communicating with animals and so forth. So then as you are now, did you discuss any of these experiences as a small child with your human family?
No, I fortunately somewhere within me, I had the wisdom to not do that, just because
I didn't either.
because of the way my family is. They would not have accepted it well, and with my parents, they blocked my parents' memories because, you know, my mom was on the ship more than once. And my parents just were not of the mind to be able to cope with something like that back then, you know. So I think that was a very smart thing to do. But it was very hard growing up. It was very hard.
I was just going to say, how did that affect you growing up until you actually became into adulthood and decided to venture off on your own? How did that affect you, like in just your everyday life in school and things?
It was very hard.
If at all.
I felt very alone. And in school, I had a very hard time because when I came in, I was accustomed to a different paradigm and still had that within me. So when I was trying to learn how to read, you know, which of course is linear, I was seeing holograms and wanting to read in a whole different way. And, you know, no one got me. So it was very, very challenging, very difficult to be in school because I'm very, in the way I think, I'm very multidimensional in the way I think. And, you know, I have 4 or 5 things going on at one time most of the time.
I can relate.
You know, I can see light language. I can be receiving light language. I can be communicating with an animal. I can be drawing, you know, light language. So it's just kind of the way I came in. So it was a very tough childhood, very tough. And
I presume that's why you decided to study this sort of line of work in you know, after school in college and so forth.
yes, you know, it's since I've come in, it's natural for me to do all that I do. You know, I'm clairaudient, clairsentient, you know, all the audios and
the clairs.
You know, the clairs and kinesthetic and empathic and blah, 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 blah. So they're wonderful gifts, but it made it very hard to be here in this density and deal with density and other people's emotions. I kept picking up other people's stuff and not knowing what was what. So it took me a while to sort that out. And so I really love my star family. I'm still in communication with them. I go on the ship. They come and see me. You know, I go, come on, you guys, I miss you. You know, and so
I have a question.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
2 things. I actually have to say something for the people watching right now, the audience. I needed to inform everybody, we're sorry, the Join Hangout link that is on the Google event page, the Google Plus event page, that link, Join Hangout, is not working. Sorry, it goes to a different incorrect Hangouts. We will be posting the participation link soon. We're going to get through kind of like the beginning introduction here so that people have like a base. So please watch the Google Plus event page, and we will be posting the participation link there soon. So other than that, yes, we are answering questions in the live Q&A chat on YouTube. And then also for people who come in the room, of course. So Jacqueline, I wanted to ask you quickly, it's fascinating for me to think what it's like to grow up like that, to have everything blown wide open from a kid, because sometimes what I hear is that people will have the stuff blown wide open and they will shut it all down because it's too difficult. So did you ever experience that at all, of any of the shutting down, or did you just keep on flying?
Actually, I did shut down some because I wouldn't have been able to handle it as a child. You know, when I was a young child, I would lay in bed and put the covers over my head because spirits from the other side would come to me, beings who had crossed over and want help from me to help them find the light. And when you're 6 years old, what do you do with that? And so I went through a lot because after I had a near-death experience at 6, I was traveling all over in all these other dimensions.
Okay, yeah.
including back on the ship, including in the arms of angels, including the fairy realm and nature realm, which I loved, and I didn't want to come back. I just like, no. And so I had to shut down in order just to, stay sane and
just to
cope
survive.
with it all.
Okay, I was curious about that, and then also as a kid, when did you really start to get outside help from earthly beings, I should say, like from people, or where did you start to find resources that actually helped you figure out what was going on? Was it all from your star family they were able to kind of like clue you in and be like, okay, have patience? Or where did you really find that like spot where you were able to finally be like, okay, we can make this work? How young were you?
Well, they have come to me off and on again through my whole life, and I've been on the ship my whole life. And I think that they started my star family. I'm talking about my star parents in this life are the tall white Zeta. My star family their name is Quabar, and they're from the 7th universe from here. And so I come from a planet that's all love and light and joy and energetic. So they came to me. I mean, I was already aware I was a star being and, doing my work with animals and everything. And they came to me in the early 80s, and they showed up while I was doing meditation. This woman was leading me through meditation. And they just cut in and said, guess what? You're from us. and I went, cool. I was just like accepted it. And then I started doing tons of communicating with them for years and years and years. And then they started introducing me to other star cultures and that. And I'm in communication with well over 100 other star cultures. So that's kind of how, that happened. I mean, in a super
That's just fascinating. I mean, it's almost too much to even imagine, and comprehend. And I did want to mention just briefly too, as you were speaking earlier about how the things that you experienced on the ships and things that you were learning to do, this is what we are experiencing in our astral realms and our astral travels. Many days I wake up realizing that I've been learning this, I've been being trained on this, whether it's telepathy, telekinesis, whether it's communicating with, I too have been always, ever since I was a child, innately understood I could talk to everything.
Right.
The trees, the flowers, it just didn't matter what it was, including animals. And I know that's and I just want to touch briefly on that's been a big part of your life, is communications with animals. And I did want to mention too that in your new book, the Star Origins of Wisdom of Animals, one of the things that you mentioned too is in your dedication, this book is dedicated to all of the animal souls who shared information about their star origins and about the animal bodies they inhabit on Earth. That I felt was very, very important. They've shared great wisdom about multiple realities, universes, the souls, and changes that Mother Earth is continuing to move through. Everything these beings shared came from a place of deep love, joy, and at times with sadness. My mind and spirit have expanded as a result of these incredible conversations. They took me on adventures within myself as well as into other dimensions I shall never forget. And I really believe that that's why we're here together in these kinds of gatherings even today, because we're sharing that, we're experiencing that right now in this new age. And it's people like you, Jacqueline, spending your life and every single day with people, helping them discover these connections within themselves, And that's why we're here today. And I know that's why Bree and I came together. You know, Bree wasn't speaking light languages when we met, but she found me because she was interested in them. So if you wouldn't mind, and I don't know where you want to go next as far as you want to go into your education. But the reason I brought that up is because I wanted to really expound upon that idea of what you were speaking with about your origins, your connections, and the animal species, the animal archetypes, and how all of that's connected.
Yeah.
With
Wow. In a way, it's all the same. It's
right.
all the same. And when I communicate with an animal, we can communicate with star beings and using the same way, because in my first book and in my second book, I give step by step how to do that for people to be able to do that. It's all connected. And when I was on the ship, when I was really young, my star parents, Zazu and Amita, that's their names or frequencies, they would take me to a lot of other star systems to meet other beings who we refer to as animal beings. So I met a lot of them when I was like really, really young. So there are like wolf-like beings, and the animals on Earth are all star seeds. They're all from other star systems, not from Earth. The same is true of the trees, the rocks. Nothing's from Earth. This is just a place where we've all come to for various reasons, you know. And so I think that's really important, because most people don't understand, you know, that animals have souls just like we do. We're animals too. And so they're doing their work in other star systems. They're doing tons of work here as well. And I also use light language to help in healing animals as well. You know, I've brought that into my work as well. And I've been communicating with animals 40 years professionally. And it all interconnects, because everybody's a star being. So when I'm communicating with an animal, I do a lot of people ask me to do star readings for their animals. Where's my animal from? You know, and are we from the same place? And what's our connection? And so I do a lot of that work as well, which is just beautiful and, you know, really, really fun. So it's all, you know, very, very connected. And if we take the time to telepathically listen to them, they come through with tons of wisdom and information that is very clear, because they don't have the ego mind that the human does, where things get confused or misinterpreted. So when I do work with an animal, it's very clear, direct, and I absolutely love that. And often when I do behavioral work and other work with animals, I do soul recovery work with animals and track lost animals, and pretty much anything you can imagine I do with you know. And so but a lot of times people will think there's something in particular going on with their animal friends, and this isn't a judgment, but most of the time they're off, because they're projecting their ideas onto the animal. You know, my cat's urinating on the couch because he's just mad at me. And I'm going, no, you know, the cat could have a urinary infection. And there's other issues going on. And that could be as simple as the cat's picking up the subconscious anger from the person. So it's really interesting how it weaves. And when communicating with other star beings of other cultures, like the Arcturians and Tau-8 Zetas and Venusians and many others, what I love communicating with them in the way that they communicate is, I love it when they say to me, my star family says this, my I come from a collective. So I come from so my star family says, you know, when I ask them, we are not better than anyone else. We're more highly evolved, but we are not better. You know, everyone's always evolving. All star beings are always evolving. And I really love that point of view. And I love to always give the message that we're all one. You know, we are them and they are us. So I like to share that, you know, with people because I think that's really important.
That is a very good point, and I'm glad you brought that up because I think a lot of us, even in this awakening process, have this mindset that yes, even though yes, that they can offer us technically advanced options for practically everything, well, for everything, let's just say, but yet they also remind me and all of us the same thing, that, you know, we're here to remind you of that. You are equal to us, and if you can't look at us as your saviors because that's not the way this is going to happen.
Right.
And until you lose that, you can't connect with us because you still see us as something that we're trying to show you to recognize the God within you, not follow us because we know what's better for you. They're called guides for a reason because they guide us back to ourselves. They guide us back to looking back inside, you know, for that. So at what point, I guess, did you decide, or how did you come about actually becoming this your actual life's work? You know, what was the like step in your own like evolution of this?
Yeah, well,
yeah, that's a good question, right?
yeah.
I mean, because you're involved in so many things. And I know that some of the things that Jacqueline and I've talked about, that the synchronicities that have brought us together. And even when I got my own animal and how I was trying to find healing for him. And I remember, this was what's so interesting about this, you guys, that I actually saw Jacqueline's like work like years and years and years ago before I even met her. This is what's so weird about this. When I got my own dog and was looking for healing for Ranger, and I remember seeing her and the things that she was learning and teaching and studying and sharing with the world, and how now, I mean, wow, it's like, here, let me put my glasses on for this. Bach flower remedies, soul recovery, Tellington tea touch, long distance healing, repatterning, chakra aura balancing, interdimensional guidance with animals and humans, star origin readings, which are absolutely fascinating. So such a wide range. It's like, okay, what came first?
Yeah, the communication with the animals came first. And I was working as a veterinary assistant at the time and was in a really serious car accident, very serious car accident.
Oh, okay.
And I started learning how to meditate after that car accident to try and get out of pain, and had a near-death experience during that time. And while I was in the hospital, my boss came up and fired me while I'm laying in the hospital. and said, I don't want you suing me in case you lift a dog and hurt your back. And I'm going like, I could never do that anyway. And so there I was, no money, no income, no nothing. And there I was in this hospital. And so I got out, and it took me a while to recover. I had a lot of different things going on. And so I started learning how to meditate. And within a short time, all my gifts just blew open. Like Bree had asked me that question, but everything blew open at once for me. I'm laying in bed, there's light coming out my fingers, or, you know, I'm going like, what, you know? And it was really, I had to really work with that, you know? And so, but from that, I thought, how can I combine my love for animals with being a psychic? Because I was already a psychic working with people across the country. And my first experience was I was at a zoo with a friend, and I put out to a zebra, if you can hear me, come over and walk and stand in front of me. And the zebra turned around and walked over and stood right in front of me. And I heard, what do you want? So
sorry, I had a laugh.
So no, it's funny. And that was my first experience. I was off and running and have never stopped in 40 years. That's how it's.
I'm sorry, you were already doing psychic work then. So
I've always
been already like tapped into your abilities by that point to be actually, you were already actively helping people. How far along in your life were you at that point?
Well, I was reading tarot cards and that, and I mean, I was receiving a lot psychically at 15, at 16. I mean,
wow.
You know, I had dreams that would come true, a lot of things like that opening. And so, but my work really, I really started off and running there and just have never ever stopped. I mean, I love what I get to do. I do lots of tarot readings, psychic readings for people, work with people on the other side. I mean, pretty much I can, you know, go anywhere that I need to go, and I can consciously travel wherever I need to go. So
you can just go wherever she wants to go.
I mean, but the truth is we can all do this if people believe that and kind of expand. If I want to, I can sit and I can be on Mars in 2 seconds. Right now, I can see the beings. So, but we all have that ability, and so I like to share that we all have. But for me, it's what I'm here for in a big way, and to do what I'm doing. So it's just really fun. It's an honor to do the work, and what I really love is,
and this is one reason. Oh, sorry, Jacqueline, go ahead.
What I really love is this then led me into all the star being work, because my family, Quabar, showed up at my apartment one night and said, guess what? And I go, what? Well, you're going to be part of helping people with ascension. And I wasn't up on any of it. I go, what are you talking about? I'm a communicator. Go away. And they're going, no. And so it took me a while to accept that. And then right away I was heavily into the star being. You know, I had all kinds of groups coming to me. It was quite amazing. And then I just got on that track, and that's, you know, I do it all, but I love communicating with the star beings and doing the light language. And I play singing bowls when I do light language, and play the keyboard, which is a great love of mine, to help people align very quickly, to release limiting thoughts and patterns, because they bring the frequencies through harmonically that align someone like in 3 or 4 minutes. It's, you know,
it's pretty incredible.
It's just so much fun.
And it is the light languages that brought us together, and that's one of the things I wanted to touch on just a bit is that these light languages really are like this. It's like our heart signals from our families that as we speak them. And I did want to touch on that too. You mentioned that you had started speaking languages very early on, light languages. Were you aware at the time what was happening, and were you aware of their use, what information did you receive from your guides regarding light languages? Because I believe you said you started at like 15 or something, right?
18
started, okay, speaking them. So I mean, I've only been speaking them myself for, you know, like maybe four years or something like that. So I was curious, having done it all your life, you know, what was your your experience with that? Because I really hadn't heard of much of it other than speaking in tongues and references like that when I was little. But other than that, I'm interested about that as well with the light languages.
Well, when I was 18, it happened in a very spontaneous way. And I had actually been at a meeting in a church basement or something somewhere. At that point, I was exploring all these different religions, and I just didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. And people were speaking in tongues. And the next morning, I woke up speaking in tongues, and I couldn't stop speaking in tongues for over an hour. It just was like, and my roommate at the time, I was in college, and she's laying in bed, and she like gets up, and she's going, cool, you know.
Cool.
This is the 60s, 60s child. So, so she like sat and listened to me speak in tongues, and later on she started speaking in tongues.
Wow.
So
well, that's how it happens for all of us, right? That's how it happened for me. I was listening to it, and then I started speaking it.
So it like opened that door, and that it you know, I just always use it off and on, and then it intensified more so probably in the last 8-9 years, and speaking it more, and I was speaking a lot of the star being languages, because I speak a lot of the different languages, especially with having the DNA of 7 different ones. I speak all of those, and then other ones that just come through, as well as speaking the soul, you know, my own soul's language, my star family of origin, their language, and I can speak the language of my star, you know, my star parents in this life. So it's like whatever comes through, you know, I can, you know,
would you like to share right now?
Sure, whatever. I'm open to. So okay, well let me just begin with, see what wants to come through, and all that. Okay. Shoana kiama koate. Inonia koana kina kohena hala. Iniana koete ira koana siakaya. Shoena koala kina koana mahina koa. Te ina kahiyaka. Te ina koata ina koa. Ta ina ina mahalo ele ina nini koa de e. Shiena koa ina koa ta ira koa ta ina koa. Shina koake ela ko mahi ana koate. Shua oa koe la ko aniki a ko ola. To ana koate ila koata ia. Okay, that's Pleiadian. Shuka ano koa ina koa na koa na uyana uyana hiana ha diana kahiana koa ki aka. She ino na hiana ki the koa ha de ko na hiana koate ina. Shina ko ene na ko ai ni no ko ana hi ene na ko ani kia o ka o mai na ko ala na ko e sha ya yo na ya na ko ana ha yo na ya ko ena. And that's the Arcturian. I don't know if that's enough, or you know, so
thank you for that. Yes, and I like that you were able to actually let everybody know the energy and the essence of what that was. And that is probably, in my experience, one of the number one questions I get is who was that? Do you know what origin it is? I receive sound clips from lots of people every day asking me, do you know who this is? Do you get any information? Do you get a transmission? If you wouldn't mind, comment about your perspective of light languages when it comes to the idea of, and I want to point out that when we're speaking light languages, it's kind of a combination of all of these things. Yes, we can be talking to if you want to call it an individual being. Yes, we can be talking to a collective. We can be talking to our higher selves. We could be, so maybe if you wouldn't mind maybe commenting a little bit about your perspective about that, and what and how and with whom and what planetary system are the languages coming from. And at some point then we can also, we'll decide if you're ready to take questions and interact perhaps with others speaking light languages. And we'd also towards the end of the broadcast, we would like to do, and we'd like an actual activation and do her singing bowls and just really amp up the vibration and get us all in touch with our star families. And so we want to fit it all in. So we want to make sure we have enough time for a little bit of everything. So however we want to go with this next is just great. Yes, Bree, are there any questions right now from anybody in the YouTube, chat at all for Jacqueline?
Yep. There is,
before we take the next step.
There is a question, and I know people are like really, really excited to join the room. So we'll be posting that link soon. I think right after we're done with this, we're going to post the participation link. So there was a question about animal communication, and this is like pretty much, basic. Autumn Rose was asking, when communicating with an animal, how is the communication done? What do you send images to the animal, and how does the animal respond to you?
Well, it is a heart-to-heart language, so actually it's simpler than most people think. It's just getting centered, grounded in the heart, really getting focused in the heart, and opening the heart and creating a heart connection with the animal. I recommend them in my first book. I talk about some people can pretend if they want to, like it's a phone conversation, and the wires are the energy links, or you can just send a ray of your heart to the animal's heart. And you can ask for whatever they would like to communicate back. Or if you have a question, you can send the question out. Once you know they receive it, then you become separate, like I call it, becoming like an empty vessel or an empty glass, and just listening. Most people, the hardest part is listening. Our culture is not very good at listening. We're good at talking, but not very good at listening sometimes. So it's just about really being open to receiving. And it does come through thoughts, words, images. You can hear them whatever way they're going to come through in different ways, and whatever mode that person is most developed in, that's probably how they will receive it. Maybe they'll hear it, or maybe they'll see it. So
wow. So do you think that it could come through in different ways per being you're interacting with, or is it really specific to who you are?
Every animal is different.
Oh, interesting.
Just like every person is different.
Would you say that can be, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Would you say that would be the same then, just like interact? Because I've heard this with star beings and angels and spirits, and when you're interacting with them, I've heard that different beings have different ways of connecting to us. Some star beings out there will connect through a certain chakra, or have a certain method. So it's basically the same thing then, you're saying, for animals too.
Well, this method is the basic method to use for the communication, but each animal is different in their personality, and that some are very chatty, some are funny, some have a very dry sense of humor. Many cats are very, very dry sense of humor. Isn't it too bad? Wow. So one cat said that to me. Isn't it a shame you're a human? I said, yeah, I still get that. So
the cat doesn't even know. My cat isn't in here right now. I wanted to hold him up. That's so funny. Wow.
So they communicate in that way differently.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically that same technique.
Wow.
So I really heart to heart. Yeah.
Do you ever feel animals? I know that you have like all sorts of star friends that'll like reach out to you at random points, but do you ever have like animals that will reach out to you? Okay, so you don't, there's not that much.
All the time, and I have them come to me sometimes when I'm in bed sleeping, and they'll kind of like show up, and I go, is this an emergency? If it's not, can you come back tomorrow? And if it's an emergency, then I listen to what they have to say and relay it to whoever that message, goes back to their person. I have a dog who I dearly love, who comes and sleeps on my bed almost every night. It's a dog, a friend of mine. And so she shows up every night to sleep on my bed. And so it's really fun, and I love that. So yeah, I mean, I do this. This is my life every day for the last 40 years is animals, star beings, light language, doing star origin, reading, all of it. That's my life, and it's a way of life which I really honor and love. So.
Wow, that's amazing. And from what I understand, you're kind of in a transition period now where you're really refocusing yourself. From what I heard, you really want to focus on these star origins and the light language, and because you feel like it's kind of time for you to move forward in that direction now, right?
Right, that's how I'm being guided, but I still do it all. I'm not sure how, but I still do it all. And so I'm communicating with animals pretty much every week, as well as I love doing the star origin reading because it helps people get in touch with who their true star family is, in that when their soul sparks off from Creator, and we're all divine love, but that very first expression, that's our star origin. It's very important because it is our basic essence, and that runs through all lifetimes. So it's like our energy signature, our soul's energy signature, that, other than divine love. So I do tons and tons of star origin, and I love it because I get to talk to the beings all the time. They're here every day. I mean, they're hanging out and, we're having a great time. So it's really fun.
That's a good point too about the star origins, because that was what I got to experience also with Jacqueline, was my star origin. And it was kind of interesting because it was like confirming like what I already kind of knew. And she was able to actually give me my star origin and the name in which I can connect with them, and also the name of my own essence.
Yeah, so it's the frequency. Yeah,
exactly. And so it was very, very interesting the connections that I received meditating and speaking those names. Very interesting, very powerful telepathic downloads as a result of that information. It's been pretty incredible. As a matter of fact, I actually, because I had, a lot of other things going on, I actually even had to set that aside for a little while, just because so intense and so much information that it really opens up really some big doors and things, and it activates a lot of things within you. And so I found myself having to actually even just put that on the back burner for a little while, just to be able to concentrate on everything else. Because you're right, it is kind of amazing. We forget, I mean, how much we can process in a day and how much we can experience in a meditation. Isn't it incredible the things you can do and meet and be, the people, energies and entities you can meet just in your meditation.
And what I love too about the star origins, I work with a lot of healers and a lot of artists, and that they just, it's incredible. They will email me and say how it's changed their life, put them on their path. They start doing paintings of their star families. They start drawing symbols. They start speaking light language. So it's a wonderful, huge activation because it opens to them to who they truly are, as a star being, with their star being consciousness. So I meet the most incredible star beings, and I keep meeting more and more different kinds of groups of star beings. I communicate with at least 7 or 8 different mantis.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna ask you if you were gonna bring up the mantis. See how this works? Even you guys have to know this too. Even one day when Bree were preparing for our event, even we were on the phone for like, I don't know, 3-4 hours, and then Bree and I kept talking for like hours after that. So I'm telling you, we get so activated just hanging out with each other and doing languages. And we're laughing. The language is just like they raise your frequency, and we were just laughing and giggling, and it's amazing the interactions that we can have with this stuff. And I mean, even and Bree and I, and how we've hung out for hours and hours and days, and it's all because of the languages. It brought us all together. I can't explain it. I would have never met these two amazing women if I wasn't speaking languages. Truly. I mean, that's how we all found each other. And that's got to be, I think, for me, the biggest amazing part of this. And then the interactions we get to have with each other and all the other people in our lives, like you, Jacqueline, your days must be just filled with,
Yeah.
I mean, your days must be so galactic.
It's true. I mean, it's just that way. And I told you 3 years ago, I had an amazing experience where a starship came over my house, and I was like standing outside, and it was just above the tree. And then I saw 7 starships. And I'm going, it's like 2 in the morning. They had told me to go out there. And I'm going, no, I'm going to bed. And they go, no, you come out, And so I go out there. There's 7 starships dancing. Went through 3 weeks of being on all kinds of ships, in and out of all kinds of dimensions, cleaning up all kinds of past karma, future karma, multidimensional selves, integrating. And what was so funny during this time, I mean, it was a real trip, and actually I've written about this, is a friend of mine who's a psychic from across the street called me, and she said, hey, there's a star being looking in my window. And I said, Jacqueline lives over there. And so it was so funny. So it's like this whole neighborhood kind of got, you could say, blessed or gifted by activated galactic neighborhood or something. So,
oh, that's just so great.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to just touch base on something that came to my mind as you were speaking about all of these connections and everything. Hi, Alex.
Hi.
Alex just started speaking light languages. We just met. It's only been a couple weeks. We just met, and he just got activated, started speaking light languages and channeling. So he's like, talk about busting out wide. Here's a guy that's busting out wide.
Thank you so much. Blessings, ladies.
And this is a perfect segue, Alex, into the question I was just going to ask Jacqueline was, Jacqueline, talk about trusting the information you're receiving, because this is huge, and this is perfect because of Alex coming in, because this is what he was, having had the experience now, trusting the information you're hearing, and not necessarily, it's nice to get it validated, but you don't need that validation from anybody else. And so I wanted you to talk just a minute about trusting what you're hearing.
Yeah, I think it's, hi, Alex. It's really important that in communicating with them, with the star beings, that when we listen, that we just trust it. And we learn through experience sometimes what's on and what's off. Like for me, I get a feeling in my body. I just know. Or I'll just, if I feel something's off at all, I double check it, to see how it feels in my gut. So I think, your gut never lies to you. And so that in trusting it, to just receive it. And I like to share with people who take my workshops to say, trust it and say, thank you for this gift. Because if we start to doubt too much, then the door isn't quite as wide open as it could be to receive the messages that they're sending. So it is about really, because the mind ego will get in the way. You know, it likes what's familiar. So when there's new openings, like you're moving through, that the ego mind will say, well, maybe you're making this up. Maybe it's your imagination. Maybe this isn't on. Oh no, you can't do this. Blah, 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 blah. So anyway, it's just listening from your heart, really, and really receiving that and trusting that. And you'll learn through time when something feels on or something doesn't. It's just kind of a process. You'll find your way with that. So I hope that helps.
Very much. Thank you. Alex, did you have any questions for Jacqueline? Did you want to chat with her about any of her experiences or have any questions for her?
I just wanted to ask, Jacqueline, do you channel Andromedan language?
Yes, I do. Yes. Would you like to hear it?
Please hear it? Yeah, because I think Andromedan's for my guide or higher self or something like that.
Okay. Rồi nói gọi này giờ là họ lý nói là hiểu là cho hiểu là hiểu và hiện chỉ hiểu nói hiểu là ý ý có anh là cái cái ini no à hiểu ina shak ina ko taki ina ko ele ya te ele ko ina ko aha ya Yokaya no yana 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 or yana yana or shana yana 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 kaya yana 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 yana. They were giving you blessings and saying, you know, don't worry about things. You're on your path. Have fun and play. They're saying, have fun and play with this.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
I too love the Andromedans. Sometimes I have a hard time distinguishing all of the languages I speak to, and yet when I hear them, it's as if I'm remembering them, you know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. It does. You know, we into sopo kuyata inkia yina wa numa ina taki asato ya alokoya indaki asata inki wa ayana yasato ay kuyapa yala. Senero kalian ko yasa palian to sa pala kon ko ya ni indikila ko to ko siya pali ako ko apali. The inania to do apali ko ya malia urun ko ya pala hana ko la ko sa kela. Kita, you know, they just remind me too that we are not just one thing, one species, and as Jacqueline mentioned too, you know, many, you know, we carry lots of different DNA within us, and so we can focus on different portions of fractals of ourselves at different times, and so sometimes you say, well, okay, I feel like I'm connecting to the Pleiadians, therefore I'm Pleiadian. Well, yes, that's true. But you could potentially be a variety of other things. And so it's a matter of what we decide in that moment, what we want to focus on, or perhaps we've asked our guides for some information, and then we receive it by way of saying, oh, hi, we're your Pleiadian family. Or in Alex's case right now, hi, you know, we're your Andromedan family and we'd like to connect with you. And so now your focus is kind of pointing in that direction.
Right. Right. We're all multidimensional. We're all living many lives in many star systems simultaneously. Yeah.
Exactly. Alex, did you want to share, did you want to speak any languages with while you're here to see if she maybe might be able to identify anything or maybe have any messages, or are you comfortable with that, Jacqueline? Or
yeah,
great.
Okay, let's try.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
That's Syrian.
Oh my God.
Syrian.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And you have Syrian warrior in you. So that's the Syrian warrior coming through to really express. And oh my God, how beautiful. Just
Oh, I felt this energy once again. It's amazing.
I felt it too again, Alex. I was like, I told him when he first spoke that I was like, wow, that's some big, big warrior energy. I was just.
yeah, I love it. Definitely.
Thank you so much for this information. Thank you.
You're welcome. Blessings.
Oh, ano kaya kay intasalikia na bila ko kia malaki samia sotoya. Oh my gosh, the hybrids. Okay, let's just talk for a minute about their hybrid children. I'm like, all of a sudden, they're like, hey, what about us? Hey.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I have over 40, I have over 40 hybrid children, and I really love them. When they come and speak to me, they speak to me with one voice because there's so many of them. And at other times I can speak to them individually if I want to. I love my hybrid children, and I visited them on the ship when I was really, had them when I was really young, only a teenager, was when I started having hybrid children at a very early age. And so the hybrid children are very important because, you know, I'm hybrid myself. I consider myself a bridge between humanity and awakening the star seeds here, and just being a bridge kind of in that way for everyone. And so in being a bridge, I've learned that my children are bridges in other star systems, and doing their work there. Some are like engineers, some are empaths and that. And I love my hybrid children. I have a daughter who looks a lot like me when I would visit her on the starship. And she's actually living in Russia right now. And they've integrated her into human society, which you know, that's happening more and more, but she's been here a while. So I haven't met her personally, but I love all my hybrid children, and I miss my hybrid children a lot. It was very hard for me to leave them when I would visit them on the ship and have to come back. I would get very sad, and sometimes I still get really, really sad, but they just kind of kid me, and they call me mom because they know I want to be called mom. You know, they're so highly evolved, you know, but for my sake, they go, Mom, we love you. And they do love me, but they kind of, you know, love me in that way. So.
Actually, that was Alex's first experience this past week with his new channel. His channel that opened was he was actually introduced to his hybrid daughter from Mars.
Oh,
and so yes, and so he's been exploring it and feeling that. So I maybe that's one of the reasons why too I was guided to talk. I didn't want to forget about actually talking about the hybrid children and your connection to them, and how do you interact with them and speak with them. And I also wanted to welcome Pete and Maury for coming in as well. And Pete, did you have any questions or anything before we move on? I want to make sure everybody had the opportunity to say hello to Jacqueline and ask her any questions.
All right. Hi, Jacqueline. It's nice to meet with you. I was wondering about one question.
You're not able to hear that.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Sorry. Go again, Pete.
Yeah,
now I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Jacqueline. My name is Pete.
Hi, Pete.
I'm also a bridge, as you would call it, to connect with beings. But mostly it's more of that one-way bridge for myself to self-development and learning. And I was wondering about a question based on the hybrid children. Do they consider themselves as like how should I put this? It's like putting it's like do they consider people's circumstances or problems, for example, as a way of play, in a sense, or in a sense as a way to communicate with
I'm
their
not sure what you mean by play. To communicate, yes. So I'm not quite understanding. Are you saying with each of our circumstances here on Earth?
that they assist with us and
Yeah, okay.
walk us out of it is a consideration of them to interact and play. Is that true?
Well, we can interact and play with them. I'm not sure what you mean by walk us out.
More like if you're stuck on something, and for example, you're stuck on something and like on a certain situation or
Yeah,
problem.
they can, if we ask them for help, they can step in to help us. We can ask them for assistance. Yes. Yes.
And be playful about it.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I have some hybrid children who are very, very playful. When they were really young and I would visit them on the ships, they were really darling and love to play.
I think that's one of the things they learn from us too, is that they're able to, I think they're able to work through problems in a safe place where they can actually work through problems without necessarily having to experience it the way that we do. And that's one of the ways that they learn how to communicate with us as humans, to understand the things that we go through and the human emotions. And so they're able to actually experience it with us and through us, but in a way that I think is a little, how's the word I want to use, Jacqueline? Like maybe a little bit not detached, but maybe like Pete said, is more of a game, and maybe we take it a little bit more seriously because we're feeling it more in this density, but they're able to experience it in a way and learn about us without actually having to, feel necessarily I'm not sure if I'm explaining it right.
Well, also, they come in more highly evolved.
Right.
Being hybrid and on the ship and that, they have a bit of a different mindset. But some of them I experienced, my daughter was very emotional. That was very hard for me when I would leave. It was very hard. So I don't think it's just one way or another. I think it depends on each.
And I have that too. I've had many times where they've come to me and it's been a very emotional parting. I don't want to leave. They don't want to leave. I've even woke up in the morning feeling right away like I've been there, and I was like I had to drag myself away, that I did not want to leave.
Right. So I for me that is a hard part. That's a hard part for me. It still is sometimes, but I really love all of them. They're great fun. They love to play. And when I was on the starships as a child, the star beings really are interested in humans, of course, our emotions and how we play. So I had an Arcturian Zeta playmate who had blue skin and about 3 feet high. And we would play patty cake. So they were learning from me all these nursery rhymes that I would sing and all kinds of things. And that's important to them. And then they plug that into the genetics of the new hybrid.
I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things
that's really important.
Our children, our hybrid children, and our hybrid parents want us to do is send telepathically to our star families and our star children what it is like to send them the nursery rhymes, to remember the stories that you were told as a child, to send.
Right.
Because you have to remember, guys, they have part of our DNA. They need us to tell them how to interact, the things that we learned, the games that we played, the stories, the songs, the more we feed to them, the more they learn. And like Jacqueline said, the more they put it into like the library of
Right.
what it's like now to be a galactic human child.
Right. And what was fun for me is then my star parents, Zazu and Amitha, started playing with me too, that we started playing the games. And so, but that, that just got plugged into the genetics of future hybrids. So I think I feel that's really important, because I haven't heard that talked about before, about the play aspect of it, of nursery rhymes and games. And there are star cultures who write poetry, who sing,
Oh, yeah.
who are incredibly creative. It's, humans tend to think that
They ask me all the time, well, show me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Take me for a walk with your dog. Show me what it's like in your basement. They're like,
right.
You can't make this stuff up. They're just like,
Yeah.
well, and like hanging the laundry. They're like, well, why
yeah.
would you do that? Why would you hang the? It's like, don't you have a machine for that?
One night I had 30 beings here in my house, and 30 beings, and they were all like 5-year-old kids.
Aware of that is amazing.
They were like 5-year-old kids, and they said, "Oh, put out some cookies, and we want Coke, and we want," because what they were able to do was because they were quasi-physical. I mean, I could see them and feel them, and they could feel me. Is they could put their hand on the cookie and know what that would taste like.
Exactly.
They couldn't eat it, no mouth, right?
Right.
So,
and they don't have the digestion anyway, but they can.
Right. But they would absorb it and go, yum. This is, So that was one of the most fun nights of my whole life, because I was sitting on my floor playing with 30 star beings.
Wow.
Who were like swinging from the rafters. I mean, it was just
That's amazing. Can I add something into this, Jacqueline?
Yeah.
I've heard that some beings, depending on the person's channeling or telepathic ability, their beings are able to actually taste food through it. Like if we're eating something, they can taste. So now this is adding a whole nother layer onto that, because I haven't heard this before. Now, were they visiting in the astral? You said they were quasi-physical. This is always something that confuses people. Did they actually teleport here in their physical body? They don't have a physical body. Okay, well, what are they? How are they here?
I intentionally had a portal set up, because I know how to set up portals, and had a portal set up. I knew when they were coming in, they go, "Can we come visit you at midnight?" And I said, "Yeah," because they said that was the best time energetically. So they came in, and they were not totally astral in that quasi-physical. Kind of the only way I can describe it is they're between having a body and not. It's hard to explain.
Sure. Well, but it's so good to hear, because that's always been like a missing link for me is, when people will say, well, I saw a being in my room last night, and then people will say, well, they weren't actually there. They were just astral projecting there, so there's like this gray area. So that's very interesting.
Well, and that's true too. I don't know. I've just learned to discern which state they're in, because
it can
they're
be
always
any of them.
here. I mean, they're always here with me.
Yeah, I'm sure. So let me ask one more question, and because this is fascinating about the kids, I'm so glad we're talking about this. With the kids then, so they will have specific requests sometimes as far as like how to interact and play. So they want to do what we do here on Earth. They want to experience that, because we really have to try to put ourselves as much as we mentally can, I guess, in their shoes. They probably don't have shoes. Maybe some of them do. Terrible joke. Okay, so we have to really try to think how it is for them, right? Because they're trying to understand us. They want to understand the next steps. I mean, I've heard that there are hybrids already. Okay, well, I'm talking to one right now, but I've heard that there are like children that are really more of that blend, that are a lot more of star being, and they're already living here. So
Right.
this is really the next steps.
It's
right?
yeah, we go, it has to go step by step, you know, for things to work, you know. Well, it is step by step for humanity to be able to accept that. And just, you know, what you were saying, just in the way you or I might, how we want to understand them, they want to understand us.
Yeah. I mean, they have all sorts of questions. Why are you wearing clothes? That's a good question.
You know, yeah, I won't go into some of that when the 30 of them showed up, but
Oh my gosh.
but it's all good, you know. It's all fun. The body's a beautiful thing, and they're interested in the human body. It's like, you know, it's like, you know,
It's not the first time I've asked them to leave when I'm getting ready to take a shower. I'm like, guys, I know you're curious, but the shower off limits.
yeah, some of them, they show
But
up
I
in
get
the
my telepathic information though in the shower. So I wanted to ask Jacqueline really quick, you and clarify this for me. At the UFO conference with Barbara Lamb, did you guys discuss the hybrid children, or can you touch on that just for a second?
We, in the presentation we gave at the International UFO Congress, which was amazing, I was honored to be with 5 or 6 other hybrids who were a part of the book, Meet the Hybrids. We were all interviewed for that book for over 120 hours. And Barbara Lamb was speaking about hybrids. She's always been interested in this work. So each of us stood up and talked about our story, you could say, as a hybrid and whatever we wanted to, but we were very limited in our time because Barbara mainly gave the talk, and it was truly amazing because it was, I think, the biggest turnout for any talk over a 4-day conference. It's the conference, the top conference in the world.
Wow.
And we had 800 plus people there to hear us. And it was an amazing.
What was the reception attitude about the whole idea of the children? And
well, this was new. This had never been done before.
right.
And when we were done talking, all these people started rushing towards us. And I'm going like, well, I don't know if I need to stand still or run. You know, I'm not sure. So,
I can see that.
Kind of a star being response. I don't know, are these humans friendly or not? But they gave us an incredible reception. There were people crying. There were people saying, oh my God, no, I can tell my story. So I spent those 4 days listening to people say, now I can tell my story.
Wow.
It was so moving. And so that opened up, you know, internationally, a lot of doors. And the book by Miguel Mendonça and Barbara Lamb, Meet the Hybrids, is just opening people globally, like just in incredible ways. It is the only book of its kind.
Wow.
And then he wrote a second book, Being with the Beings, and he interviewed me for that as well. And it's an incredible, I talked a lot about the soul. And so in consciousness. So that's an incredible book too for anyone who might be interested in these things. But it was an experience of a lifetime, and what an honor to be a part of that with my hybrid brothers and sisters there. Yeah, it was great.
What an incredible, I just can't even imagine. I'm glad that you touched on that and on Miguel's books, because I had wanted you to mention that as well about that experience in the UFO conference.
Yeah, they're amazing. Barbara and Miguel are amazing. We are all family. And I spent a lot of time talking to both of them. They're, their family.
Yeah, actually, Barbara Lamb was one of the first people. Her and Bridget Nielsen were one of the first people that I came across early in my awakening process, in my own exploration and understanding of myself being a hybrid mother, and my role in all of that. And now that I understand the depth of my interaction with these children on the planets and on the ships, and is actually so amazing to me, and the thing that I've discovered myself. So I know that that's another reason why we're all together here today. I know that there's questions out there as well, and I want to make sure too. Maury, hi Maury. I wanted to say hello to Maury. Did you have any questions, Maury, or anything? If you can speak, or anything about the languages, or comments or questions for Jacqueline. I just wanted to give everybody here in the room the opportunity to say hello and perhaps interact if you'd like to.
Hi, Jacqueline. I really appreciate it, Wendy. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. I'm curious about the Galactic Connection, mainly because 2012 I had an absolutely phenomenal experience seeing the same ships come by at least 4 times where I was at before, and there was a succession of like 6 to 7 ships each time. But I've never known like what their origin was or anything else. I'm just curious if you had experiences like that as well.
Not with 67 ships, but
Sorry, I'm at 627. I'm sorry.
Okay, terrific. Yeah, and so are you asking me who they are? Is that what you're asking me, or?
Wow, if you knew that, that would be incredible information. I mean, I got an Arcturian, Palladian, influence is all I felt. So.
Yeah, well, I was, you kind of beat me to it, but a lot of Pleiadian and Arcturian, and also they're saying some tall whites.
It's perhaps the one ship that was really stuck out in my mind that I saw at least 3 times, was very beautiful. Couldn't tell any defining edges, but it had white, huge feathers, a succession of, I don't know, like 9 feathers total. I'm just curious if that was Pleiadian, if that was maybe ancient Pleiadian ship.
Ancient Pleiadian. Yeah, ancient.
Thank you very, very much. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I love listening to you. You got this great energy. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. And isn't that incredible too, that the answer's in your heart, isn't it, Maury? That's what we were talking about earlier, guys, about trusting and the validation. Isn't that incredible? Because the validation, we're always seeking validation as humans to trust our telepathic abilities that we already have, yet we still doubt. And yet you already knew the answer in your heart, but yet there's value in validation, because the validation allows you to open doors and move into this comfort zone of acceptance, allowing of the more information to come in, and then the belief, dissolving the belief systems that are attached to that don't let you open that door. And so I think that's very valuable, that interaction that just happened, that you already really knew the answer, but you really wanted to know for sure. And that's what we're here for each other to do too, is to validate each other, but don't get attached to the validator, because you need to be the one who validates it in the end. And you have to be able to walk out the door and be able to discern for yourself and know for sure that what you're hearing is true for you. And so that was wonderful. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you.
Can I ask one more question, Wendy? Sorry.
No, Brent.
Jacqueline, there was, even prior to the ships, I danced with orbs regular in this same park. And at one point in time, literally every single star in the sky dropped from the sky and flew around me in formation. And I wrote a song called Sparks consequently because of this experience that I continue to have. But are those actual beings, or is that a group of beings, or Are those all just reflections, star reflections of myself? I don't know.
They're telling me, well, you could say both. They are other star beings, and they're reflections of you too, since we're all one. So, but they were other beings dancing with you.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
I almost feel more like that's exactly what it was your other, like your other fractals coming to say, hey, I'm so happy you're in this frequency now where we can actually see each other and interact, even if it's that quick.
Right.
You're acknowledging, and you're so lack of resistance in that moment, saying you're able to see each of your fractals, but the thing is, you're seeing them in their true form. They're light. So are you.
You know, the cool thing was, too, is that I actually had verification of this at the time. There were two girls walking through the park, and I looked at, you know, because a couple of drunk guys are there, and they didn't notice anything. But these two girls, I said, do you see those orbs up there? Because they were very light, dimly colored. They weren't real bright. They were like a light bronze color on the bottom, and they're the size of a Volkswagen, these things. It was crazy. It was
Awesome.
really interesting.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you for sharing that, because people need to hear this stuff, that it's real, it happens, you need to trust it, you need to believe what you're seeing. You can't, because sometimes you'll close your eyes and you're like, okay, did I really just see that? Did I imagine that? It happens to me all the time. So, you know, I go, did I just really hear that? Did I just see that? Did I imagine that? Did I just really go there in my meditation? I was like, dang, it was real. You know, it's astounding. It's still astounding. So, hi, Bright Moon. And can you talk? Did you want to say hi, or did you have a message? Or Sabrina, she's another light language linguist. Hola, Kia, sister.
Hey, how are you guys? Hey, Jacqueline, I resonate so highly with a lot of what you've been saying about multiple star energies in your DNA and everything like that. You guys were talking about Bridget Nielsen and the star children and everything, the hybrid children, and that's been on my mind a lot lately. I just wanted to ask, I've been looking into a lot of the sacred geometry communities that people have been, I guess, inspired or downloaded to build lately, and how that's going to incorporate in more of our star families into the planet, and what our role will be as far as helping them to integrate and helping the world to accept. If you could elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, I think hybrids, this is my point of view. I mean, we're all, you know, words, it's hard to put all this in the words, you know, but I think the more communities we develop, you know, of star seeds, of hybrids that are available for people to come to, who need assistance, who need to learn how to integrate in this world here. I think all of that can work beautifully, that we're all helping each other. Everybody's a bridge, and we just keep supporting each generation that comes in, that's more and more hybrid, which is what, you know, is what humanity is becoming. So it's in a bigger sense. So I think the more communities we have, the better. Internet's great. There's a number of great groups on internet that people can join and be a part of, with the kids coming in, that they have a place to connect and be with others, and know that they're not alone, and that they're not so different, that they can really find a way to fit in here and do what they're here to do.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Because I have 4 children, and it's, you know, it's kind of it's been heavily on my heart, not heavily, lightly on my heart lately, actually. But I've noticed more, you were talking about ships. Ever since I've lived in the house I've lived in, there's 5 ships stationed in the exact same spots around my house every night. Cloudy or not, I can feel them there. So I kind of wonder to myself, but I have dreams every now and then, so I know. So it's like, it's not like I would have to ask you who they are or where they came from, because I'm
Right.
pretty sure that it's Pleiadians, and there could be maybe some hybrid activity going on there. So
There is.
it's just, it's getting so highly evident to a lot of people that I'm noticing in the collective, and they're coming more online to these ideas and these new concepts and belief systems, or getting rid of old belief systems. So I think it's just beautiful that we're all.
I'm really excited because, you know, more and more people are getting connected that they're cosmic citizens. I mean, that's a milestone, just getting people to accept that they're cosmic citizens, and that, you know, they're not, quote, from Earth, you know, so it's really booming open. I mean, 15 years ago, this was not going on. I mean, even 10 years ago, when I was kind of in the trenches working with this with people, it was a lot different. And people, a lot of people who I was working with and that were very suicidal. You know, I just want to go home. And my point of view was, well, if you're here, let's figure out a way for you to fit in, be happy, do what you love, and then you'll be much happier here, you know, doing your thing. So I'm seeing a lot more of that, and accepting of experiences on ships rather than being the victim. That's why I call myself an experiencer. I'm you know, also an experiencer rather than abductee. That has a victim ring to it. So we've really come far, and we're continuing to evolve in a lot of ways. So I think that's really exciting.
Thank you so much. Thank you for you ladies for doing this. This is awesome.
And it's because of you, Jacqueline, and people like you that you know, as each of us puts ourselves out there, we're really helping the other, you know, the other people out there. Like you said, they just are like so ready to tell their story because they don't feel alone anymore.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, I also want, okay, so I wanted to see too, we have a couple of new guests in here too. So I just wanted to make sure, were there any other questions or comments within the room at the moment? Guillermo, oh, hello. I'm so glad you got to come. I wasn't sure if you're able to speak or say hello. He's also another star guide and light linguist. And so I just wanted to say hello.
Hello.
I wasn't.
Hello.
Yes, welcome. Hi, I'm so glad you could make it. Hello.
Hello, yeah, it's awesome to be here, and also to listen to this awareness about animal communications too.
Mhm.
Really align with something I need to share very shortly. The little story that happened 2 or 3 days ago. So I was going to go to my land here, energy work there, and suddenly there was some guys walking their dogs there, and I was connecting, and suddenly the dogs came and they just watching and observing the field around me. This dog wanted to communicate something with me. I was not aware of his respond or how to listen, but it was crazy. So it was opening in this area, feeling the guidance from the dog and the connection with the beings and the energy. And I was able to look at the skies, and I saw like a huge ship, cloud shape, you know. Very interesting experience. Light language came through, connections. It was beautiful.
Cool.
Idea of communicating with the animals and everything. So divine timing.
That was awesome. Thank you. And the whole connection between it all, the dogs and the ETs and the ships, and what a perfect, you're right, it was perfect for today.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share this real quick, is sometimes when I would be on the starship as a child, my dog was with me on the ship. Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yes, I will say Ranger comes with me a lot on ships, on the travels. The hybrid children absolutely adore him.
Yeah.
They sometimes they get mad at me sometimes when I leave him behind. Like, you didn't bring Ranger. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Ranger's my dog, for anybody who doesn't know Ranger. He's in some of my videos, but yeah, that's pretty great. Yeah, that's awesome. Wow, thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, Lukiasa Ilakinabi. I wanted Jacqueline too to give the I wanted to also give the opportunity. First of all, Bree, is there any questions out there in YouTube land? I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah.
That's so great. Yeah, Lukiasa to Iva Iko Kusabariasha. Thank you so much.
Yes, there are questions. So yes, thank you for adding that. Wow. So one of the questions, because I know we still want to speak light languages together, and we also have the activation at the end with Jacqueline. So we do have some time to keep watch of here. But Jacqueline, there's a question from Whispering Teams out on YouTube. She's saying, do you have much contact with the Sasquatch Collective? How do they help us? Please and thank you.
Okay, so personally, I don't have a lot of contact with them. I have had contact with them. I think all I can say is the group that I connected with are awesome beings. They're star beings, and they're here to actually, bring their frequency here, and also to help humanity. Unfortunately, humanity's in fear of them, which is too bad. But they're actually very gentle, loving beings in communicating with them, and they do come down from the ships, and they go back and forth. So, but my knowledge about them is limited. I don't have any more really information other than that. So.
They are very multidimensional beings. I know there's a friend of ours that channels them, Shaheem, and I've had some interactions with their energy. They're very multidimensional. There's also, they also are able to go in and out of portals here on Earth, interdimensional portals that we can't see. They just simply walk right through. So they have very, interestingly, highly technologically advanced capabilities. So that's one of the reasons why they're difficult to see, because they just walk into a different frequency. It's like just a frequential door, if you will. So
yeah,
very loving energy, very kind, very, very loving energy. They very protective of the Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, yes, that's a very, that's a topic we could go on and on about. I know I have, they're very dear to me, the Sasquatch Collective. There's something about them. They're very dear. Okay, we have a question from Michelle Mullet was saying, hi, Jacqueline. I'm wondering if you could send some healing energy to my friend's dog, Savannah, who was just diagnosed with a connective tissue tumor. So that's for everybody who's listening. If people want to send some good vibes.
Definitely.
For Savannah, please, because that is never easy. Is there anything you wanted to say about that, Jacqueline?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't, I'm just feeling that if everyone sends her healing love and light energy, that will be very helpful.
I think so too. Power of prayer is
Yep.
way more
Yep.
than we understand.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We do have a question. Let's see. Soul Steps Every Day on YouTube said, and I was trying to get clarification on this and I didn't hear back. So this is what she or he said. Can you please connect with my little teacup Yorkie, Mickey? He just recently went blind and is having a hard time. I tried to connect with him to no avail. So I was asking if Mickey was lost because she or he said they're trying to connect, but if there's anything you wanted to add on that, please go for it.
Yeah, I think if I'm understanding this correctly, that her dog has recently gone blind and he's having a very hard time and she's having trouble connecting with him because of the blindness. That's my understanding.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, it's very hard when a dog loses their sight because then they become more dependent on you, obviously, to get around. And you know, first thing, you don't want to be moving any furniture around. You want to leave everything as it is because they can learn how to navigate pretty well as long as you keep things basically the same they are. And remember, you can connect with him telepathically. So if you try some of the steps we talked about earlier, you should be able to connect with him, send him love and light from your heart. He will certainly receive that, and that will help him feel more secure. So I think, you know, all those things would be helpful. If you felt you needed further assistance, you could email me for a consult with him if you wanted that. So, but I would try just, you know, envelop him in love and light, in your aura of love and light, and have that heart-to-heart connection that will help him.
Okay, thank you so much, Jacqueline. All right, those are all the questions that we had so far. So from here on out, let me ask, are there any more questions in the room right now?
Comments. I thought maybe what we could do, if it's okay with Jacqueline, we can make sure see if there's any other last questions or comments from inside, and then I'd love to maybe give each person a very brief opportunity to perhaps speak a light language. We can kind of raise up the vibration, and then Jacqueline, if you'd, I don't know if you need to take a little, you know, break, a breath, a drink of water, if you'd like to offer us a light language blessing afterward with your singing bowls, and give everyone who is watching an activation, and everyone who will watch anytime from is always your now. And remember that no matter when you're seeing us, this is your now and it's your perfect timing. So I wanted to remind everyone of that as well. So there you go, Bree, take it from there.
Okay, well, I'm not seeing any hands raised, just giving one more moment here. Does anybody have any questions in the room? I think we're good. Okay, great. Well, then if it's okay, I would like to do a little bit of light language sharing here. What a cool opportunity we have right now. This is my passion, I know, and same with Wendy and same with Jacqueline and some other people here is like light language. So so
we'll just ask everybody in succession if they'd like to give a light language blessing really quick, rather than that way we're not talking over each other and stuff if everybody's unmuted at once. So go for it, Bree. Start it off. And
okay, beautiful. Yeah, I'll pass it down the line here. Okay, so let's see. Let me get something here. It's always flying around, you know, all sorts of things. Okay. Nilsia tauti shaya na auto ko oro no yasia esia yasa auto to ara ada ausi esia shaka ota yasi iniate ki si asa hosho koto hoera an hana haunti ki si ti ate oshi hoe ti ate oshi hoe ti asa ara aute ki ya hana he sahara au ni shikinti asa oro on to hoa hai kia hania sa au horo on taha sa how shikiti si he ya sa how se he ya oro o anahaya ya au te aya how koto hoa now se he shara hana oto eke ya te au se aya. Namaste. Thank you. Okay.
Awesome, great. I go get out to
Wendy. Okay. Let's see. Let's go down the line. We'll just say each person's, not everybody, you can even say a blessing in English, or you could just say pass or whatever, but
language if you want to say.
yeah, any language, doesn't have to be English. So Maury, if you have anything you'd like to say, please go for it.
Okay. Let's see. Kayawa na kushina karane na kapuina na kashinawa. Ina kurana kani kapui na kashina na kuina na katokuir no moyana. Moyana karani na kashina na ba. Ina na ba na karani na kuui na kashina karana ko. Nia na ko shina moyana karna. Nashina namina kulina kashina kanoa. Karna wata tushina pu ina na kornoa. Na kosore na kupu ina na muri na kutataya na kushina ina ku ina lingare na kupu ina na statakanya. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Wow.
And if you have any comments, Jacqueline, as anybody's speaking, if there's anything you want to say, right, feel free to just chime in.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. This is so exciting. Okay. Thank you, Maury. Let's see. Pete is back in the room. Pete, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I do. Can you hear me well? Yes?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I just have a few bits of things to say in light language. Raha sikyo showariasa, mana soko shoro hoya, nana hoya sanada hasiata, rasa tokoha, shiata mana hoha showaraha, rasa hoa, shananaha, yamana shia sa, rasha woro hoa ya, da ya da da. Ramasana Haraya Sokoko Shoro Yas Ranana Rasia Roko Shio Monoho Ayata Yatsushua. Blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pete. That was beautiful. Okay, wonderful. All right. Let's go to Guilherme. I'm sorry. Is that how I pronounce your name?
Is it Guilherme?
Guilherme? Yes.
Yes. I have a huge delay here, so well.
I can hear you well. Guilherme, do you mind if could you turn off your video?
Anya sot anya reket it iati isianiako urimiket umia okanimikara yot bisana yamaka isi anya na ya o kakakai miketi iti anya o iti sukut uimiket ayarat yok udimiket ask uk anya roto mandio toro mitanana ayano mitanaya ya Mitana yokta usimit uyanyat o. Miana tonu yoronyo. Mi kananya miana sia. Miano. Blessings.
Kusuka ila wena hila hienda ki ila. Shino mahia la koe la hia. Te ena iena kuena ki iena kuena kosia. Se ena kuena iena.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Wow, I love this. We're going to have more of these people.
I feel like you two have more to say to each other, so I'm just going to give you another second, okay? Yeah, Toriga. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that Jacqueline and Garrett didn't have any more to say to each other. It felt like there was a conversation that was wanting to happen.
Yeah, I think so too. And there's a delay in the audio for him, so.
So I thought of that as well.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna wait a second here. Did you want to say anything else?
Sino ko na ki la ka ala ina yala yani yala ya no hinagi yala hisiki ana yala hiya shiki ala yana kia mari ina ko ala.
Ina kola ima ikiata ina malo akote abasanoto kora shamiyama ni anawala kwa kiasato sapola halokokora semina ni awala ke samilango abala shokaringiara satadeli andaro orakopaliasa todo selango plandia sori andari yinlingiara satarishe sapaliango.
I would like to share something with Jacqueline in light language.
Okay.
If that's okay. Yasananasiata, Nanakoshiananasiaha, Prasania Sotoro Hosea, Radatata Yasaka, Tararo Yamanasayasa, Prasanahoa Yasadarayaka, Prasorohoa Yasara Yamanois Yadarayaka, Tarasianaha, Prasanaha Yasadaro Postiotoa, Prasanatiasa, Prakohoa, Ayaka.
Thank you, Pete.
Sorry about that.
Anyways, I was wondering about what language it was, by instance.
I could not hear it well enough to. It kept cutting out for me, so I couldn't really hear enough of it to tell. Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Blessings, though.
Blessings, yeah.
I think we'll be able to hear it in the audio on the video though, because I could still kind of hear it very, very vaguely. So we should be able to make it out. So.
Okay, yes, thank you very much. Sorry about any interruptions. We can move forward then. Oh, hi, Sabrina. I see Sabrina now. Hello. Let's see here. Okay, Sabrina, did you want to say anything? We're doing light language blessings right now.
You are?
We are.
Really? How are you?
Yeah.
Jacqueline, I'd like you to say hello to Sabrina. Sabrina is actually the one who I was with when I first spoke my first light languages. She was I had heard other light languages prior to meeting Sabrina, but she was the first one I ever was with in one of her light language hangouts. Mm-hmm. It's very fitting and appropriate today that she would hop in today. Hi, Sabrina. It's good to see you. So yeah, how synchronistic that she would be here today, the first person that I ever came out of my shell and spoke light languages in an actual live event, much like this. So
hi, Sabrina.
And it changed my life, Sabrina, as you can see.
Yes. Hello, everybody. So I saw a little bit of the video. why my computer was acting up. I just want to welcome everyone, and I guess I'll do a little blessing. Tukwach tintio kwaha tio shio kwata tuntu. Niyuaha ta kia shio kwaha. Nondua kaha. Tishkio kontunua kwaha. Ta yiyioku. Nia kio kwaha tuntua shiotu. Turuaha. Na kia tantunashkia tua kwataha. Shantuna kio kwata kio kwa shintia kakaha. O shkio kwantiandua kwatakaha. Let not others tell you that you are not light. Let not others lead you to believe that you are not light. For believe it or not, the farther you go, the closer you are. For the light, when brought unto darkness, shines brighter, shines bigger. For the light that is contained within all, that is contained within every spirit, every consciousness, every being, shines bright. And though at times it may not be seen, it may not be felt, there is not one that is not within the light. That is it, guys.
Thank you, Sabrina. That's beautiful. Awesome. I'm so glad you were able to join us. Okay.
Yeah, good.
Bright, did you have anything you wanted to add? I know you guys are patiently sitting here with us.
Mira ka isto no kare ki isto no na yeta kara ka isto tura kuturu kuskira kaskara kaya na tuturu kuskuma na yeta gito ayata kaskira kohona na yeta kara ka ito tosto yeta kara ki yuno toro kuma na yeta kaska ayata ka I shele le hita kohuma na yeta kara ka yuto ko umana na yeta taya tosto ira kaya toro kusku tuturu tutu era kaska manana yatoko manara ki astoro manana haskiro manana yatatushtu. Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you, Bright. Oh my gosh, I couldn't help but to start giggling. Was that
I know, we all started smiling too. I saw Jacqueline smile, I smiled.
was that Arcturian? Possibly?
I think it's a blend of like
Yeah.
it feels like Pleiadian and Arcturian a little bit.
Yeah, it reminds me of a language that Sabrina speaks too. So.
It all kinds of it's all kinds of blends sometimes though. So it's like you can't even separate it. It kind of just weaves in and out of each other.
Yeah.
Why don't you speak it again and let me see.
Kurugi tatahito to urutus tutu kieta kamana ioto koskorko umana yataka haskarka ioto tosto urakaskama na yatoko ono no dorotoko skamana ito irokoskuto umana yatateto.
That's Arcturian.
Yeah.
That's Arcturian. Yep, that's Arcturian.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what yeah, that's why Bree's like, I wonder if it sounds like Sabrina, what Sabrina talks.
It just makes me like geek out when I hear that stuff. I'm like,
always makes everybody really happy and
oh
bubbly.
my gosh! Like when I speak, it's like it's just
Yeah.
so much. It's so
You can't help but feel joy. You just can't help it. It's contagious.
Yeah.
exactly. It just like bubbles up inside. I can't do anything about it.
It's really beautiful. Yeah.
It just starts to go and you can't stop. There's there's several dialects. There's one that's like a rolling R going on, and then there's this one, and there's one more. I've spoken like 3 of them.
Well, think of how many dialects you guys are just in the English language alone. How we in our own country can't even understand other people speaking in our own country because their dialect is so different from ours, and then you have people from England, actual English people who they can't understand us. We can't understand them.
Now, multiply that by 10 trillion and stretch it across all of existence.
And we're trying to hone in on, well, what exact language is that? It's like it could be some other language, some other star system that we don't have a clue about, and they're laughing their asses off at us going, they think they're speaking Palladian.
We use the joke it's like I speak Milky Way. People are like,
but yet I can actually speak, as can Sabrina, and all of us really, but we can speak to the earth. Gaia can speak to us. We can hear her speak. Jim's channeled Gaia. I mean, everything has a language. You can speak to anything, really. Any planet, any planetary star system, any animal,
everything has a force flowing through it. So we can communicate with
and everything has an energy. In fact, I've felt the energy of my own house.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, part of it has to do because I have history, because I lived here in my past life.
But if we understand that everything's energy and we create everything, I understand.
So,
I can have a conversation with my chair. I mean, because it's just energy. And if I really was really good at it, I could become the physical vibrational, like numeric GPS frequency, if you will, of the chair. That's how people literally can move themselves through objects, because literally you just become the actual vibrational frequency signature of that thing. Become it. You become one with it, so you can pass right through it. I mean, everything's energy. So it's pretty incredible once we start to really embrace and understand that. And and then the light language is how it's bringing through all of this multidimensional galactic energy. It's really something. Alex, did you? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sabrina. I just want to see if Alex.
No, I just want to say this now that I have it in my head, because you guys might be able to use what I sensed, because it didn't speak, but it was about grounding. So it taught me basically if when needed, I could ground by touching the wall, because it would take that energy or even any kind of negative energy that you're feeling, emotion or whatever happens to be. If you visualize just even touching the wall and just giving the energy to it, so it takes it straight down to the earth, and then the earth can transmute it. So that was the piece of information that got passed down to me. So if you guys are ever in need, touch your wall. That's it. You can go on.
Thank you, Sabrina. No, absolutely. And it's a very good thing to remind everyone. Very good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. And I guess just to add on to that, I just wanted to say, because we're talking about like tuning into the vibration of something and being able to kind of meld with that. I found for myself, really, that's why like gratitude, having that feeling of gratitude, just saying if you can't find something to be grateful for, I'm grateful for my breath, my ability to breathe. I'm grateful for my hair. I'm grateful for my vision. I'm grateful that I can taste food. You know, when you're sitting in that energy of gratitude, that is really one of the highest vibrations we can be in. And then from there, it's easier to climb up to the next step and the next step. And so then you can tune into different light languages. You can tune into different telepathic connections with having a higher vibration. And then you can, you know, go on from there. So I just wanted to mention that gratitude is awesome.
Yeah, and that's actually a very good thing to say, Brie. Yeah, because
gratitude is the gateway to, like you said, just finding anything to be grateful for, you know, at all is really the gateway to opening up your heart space, truly. So
yeah,
I'd like to add about that yourself, Jacqueline, and your maybe your meditation practices. I know she and I've discussed before about how we will do light languages for ourselves and readings for ourselves, just to work with our own energy and get our own answers from our guides and things. And so I was wondering if you might like to maybe just brush on that a little bit, Jacqueline, about your own practices.
Well, yes, I've been meditating a really long time, most of my life. And so I'm a big believer in just, getting quiet. As Bree talked about, I'm really big on gratitude. I walk around most of the day, every hour saying, I'm grateful for the sky. I'm grateful for my breath. I'm grateful for my underwear. I'm grateful for my house. I'm grateful for, my friends. So I think, to me, that's really, and I do every day say, thank you for my breath, that I can get out of bed, that my body is miraculous and can do amazing, wonderful things. So that's a huge part of my practice. And I do meditation in the morning before I get out of bed. And just to get connected, and I invite my star family, my guidance team, to guide me through the day. And there are a number of affirmations I go through. And then I get up and I'm working, and when I can, when it's not winter, I love to spend at least a couple hours a day in nature every day, pretty much. I'm not a winter person, so I'm not out during the winter, but connecting to nature is very important to me. It keeps me grounded and centered. Nature is love. That really helps to support me in all the work that I do. I get to meet a lot of star beings while I'm walking in nature. They'll just kind of show up and we'll hang out together, take a walk together, which is really fun. So that's happened. And Tara has come through and come to me, who's the female Buddha. And she comes through me and will sing songs through me to the flowers and to the trees and that. So that's great fun. And I try and eat well. I'm not perfect by any means in terms of that. But yeah, I'm very focused. I'll play maybe one day my singing bowls. I'll play my keyboard. Just to be here and to enjoy my life. Also, I've been really practicing more how to enjoy my life more and do things I love. Which for me is walking in nature or listening to music or things like that. So.
Nature. I've actually been able to connect with my hybrid children via flowers and trees and nature and so forth. So that's a huge thing. And of course, we also can't ignore the elementals, the fae realms, the fairies, and so right. The elves. And so you've got that whole realm. And then we haven't even, which is just, I said, there's so many hangouts that we could have to talk about. There's so many different branches, because we even haven't even talked about the sound and the healing and how sound heals and light languages. And then right. How Jacqueline and is bringing, how we're all being guided into bringing in the singing bowls, bringing in our music with our light languages and combining it and helping activate people in different ways with music and sound, and understanding that sound is healing, vibration is sound, resonance is sound, color is sound, everything's frequency. I mean, this is where we're really starting to understand, physics is the metaphysical, physics is the spiritual world. There is nothing, it's not separate.
Right.
It's all, it's all intertwined. And so there's so many more ways that we can explore all of this. And so that was one of the reasons we talked about today about doing a light language activation. I did want to give Alex a chance to respond as well. And then I know we're getting late on time, so I wanted to make sure that Jacqueline didn't need to get going or whatever. But
well, pretty soon. But I did at the end. I want to.
Yeah. So I would like to
talk a little about my website and things. A couple.
Yes.
There that
I wanted to touch on that too, about Jacqueline's website. She's got a beautiful new website. She's got books and CDs. You can download MP3 Light Languages. You can purchase her books. It's a beautiful new website that she's just launched, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to get together with her today too, is so that we can talk, just let people know about her book, and that and I'll let her tell about that and her other the things that she's working on, and the singing bowls and the music and all, at JacquelineSmith.com. And she and I wanted to also mention too that she's got some wonderful interviews out there on YouTube with Ruben Langdon and what's the other gentleman's name?
Denny Hunt. Yeah, and there's other
Denny Hunt. Excellent.
Yeah, there's other interviews. There's
lots of them.
Yeah,
lots of interviews. Actually, Jacqueline and I to hang out. We were actually the whole idea of our hangout one day was to, and you can see it on my channel, Languages of Lights. And we did a hangout one day, and we were really just wanting to share and speak light languages, and it kind of turned into a sort of a chat and things. But so there's a lot of things that even Jacqueline and I have talked about doing together, and light language tracks and more hangouts like these, and even paid events where we can actually really hone in on together and have a really intimate group of people where we're just working together on light language activations and discussions and exploring this even more deeply. And so there's lots of wonderful opportunities for all of us to do these circles. I know Guillermo also has light language Facebook, that we've all been talking about this, about all of us are wanting to gather. We're wanting to find our tribe. We're wanting to speak languages together. We're getting really excited about sharing them, activating the world, spreading these amazingly powerful star symbols. Jacqueline, do you by any chance have any near you that you might show?
Yeah, actually I haven't.
If you wouldn't mind, we were talking about that earlier, that there was a couple that she wanted to share with us today, and I'll let you decide when you want to do that. But so there's light language script activations that she and I are both doing in private sessions. So I wanted to, yeah. So what would you like to add to that, Jacqueline, as far as your services and that?
I just want to share that, on my new site, you can purchase a light language session, but also I have an MP3 that actually leads you through communicating with star beings, which I love. It just came together. My star family helped write the script, and I met a musician. We sat down. We had never met, and it just came together. He knew exactly what to play, and so that's available. And also there's one on how to communicate with animals as well, an MP3 that you can download, and I've gotten really, really good feedback about that one as well. And I talked already about the star origin readings, which are really fun to do. So there's all kinds of services listed at my site for humans, for people, and animals as well. So you can look through all of that. And my 2 books are on there as well. And under resources, there's, again, different interviews and that. So I think, if you want to purchase any of those services, you can just look through the site. So
And you can buy, where else can we find your books? And I'd like to add to, for anybody who didn't hear earlier, that if you purchase it from her website, she will autograph it for you, my friends. And I know she touched it and kissed it.
And yeah, that's available, and I always like to write special messages to each person. So that's available at my site, at Amazon, and those are probably the best places to get it, through Author House, Barnes and Noble. Yeah, so you can check that out.
Excellent. So, yay. So there's going to be all kinds of new exciting things, and we're going to get Jacqueline out there in more events and YouTubes, and she and I are going to do some fun light language events. I'm really excited. I'm so excited that we met, and we've had, oh my God, the most amazing conversations. And I got to tell you guys something funny too, is as long as we talked on the phone and Hangouts, we were always so talking about the now that we never even, this is new for me too, you guys. I get to, all this information that I learned today is all new for me too about her, because we never even got to talk about any of that. We were just having so much fun, like being in the now and speaking languages and just having an experience and just being together and connecting, and it was so much fun. And I just wanted to say that to everybody, how much a delight it has been to meet you and interact with you. It has been so much fun. And I'm like, literally all of a sudden my energy's like, you can tell, right guys? I'm like, ugh. And I want to make sure, I want to make sure that Alex gets a chance to talk and speak languages. And
Alex and Felix has now joined the room.
Felix,
Hi,
okay,
Felix.
Alex and Felix came. So I'm just so excited that you agreed to join us today, and that Bree's here together, and the three of us have had just some wonderful chats and interactions, and there's going to be so much more of this to come, you guys. I'm really, really excited about all of this, and the fact that it was light languages that brought us together. That's what I want to say, well, loudly more than anything. Okay. Okay, Alex, go for it.
Okay. La cultura is mugala ay on do is me you was more one get goods bula ring yolo zwan jala amulage the zaban
Chukela ia lea ileleoriana vera coela si ana coela giana yana haia.
Thank you.
Oh, I love that. Thank you guys.
Thank you both. That was amazing. I got such a jolt. I can't even tell you. I was like, shoo! Here, every time Alex speaks that language, I don't know what. It was just like, it just, I don't know what. I can't even explain it. So thank you both. That was an amazing interchange. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Hey, Felix.
Hey, Felix.
Hi, people.
Hi. How are you?
I'm nervous because I'm not yeah. We are live here. This get posted on YouTube, or am I not mistaken?
Oh
yes,
yeah,
yes, it's live and broadcast live on YouTube, baby. So don't swear. No,
yeah,
I'm kidding.
I promise. Okay. I'm very shy. I don't know what to say.
Oh, you don't have to say anything, but we're glad you're here with us.
Right.
If you had the opportunity, if you wanted to give you the opportunity to either ask a question or leave a comment, ask a question to Jacqueline, or maybe just anything at all about light languages or anything at all. Otherwise, not necessary.
and
Just
to
glad you're here.
yeah, I like to observe what you're all about. So I'm excited for that.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for joining.
Excellent.
Yep.
Woo!
So are we ready to kind of do the
Sure, yeah, we're ready whenever you are. So if there's any last things you'd like to add that we haven't maybe touched on, and then yeah, we have an activation.
Yeah, I wanted to share just maybe a few of the symbols in that. One in particular I'm going to use, which I'll show right before I do the light activation. I wanted to share, they want me to share this one. I don't know how well you can see it.
Oh, is that beautiful? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, is that gorgeous?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I'm trying to figure this out, Bree. So anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, could you pull it back a little bit?
Yeah, pull it back and just hold it still by you, and then we can see the whole image. There you go. Right there. Right there. Perfect.
Oh, I love that.
Wow.
Yeah, there's this one, and this is for creativity and root chakra energy and things like that.
I could feel the root chakra energy right away.
This one I really love. I enjoyed bringing it through.
Oh.
This takes you in. This is going through different portals.
Jacqueline, so much of our stuff is so similar. It's kind of freaking me out.
So
wow.
this, you can actually sit with this and go and travel through portals to go to other star systems. This I really enjoy sharing. This is
that's gorgeous. Yeah, pull it away just a little bit towards you.
Thank you.
There you go. And then Venusian. Pull it back just a little bit more. Perfect. Venusian. What does it say below? Be in joy. Oh, is that gorgeous? Okay, this is now I know the things that I made like that are Venusian. Thank you.
So this one's I just love that, and so
that's gorgeous.
This one too is really
wow. So are you gonna? Oh my goodness. Oh, I really like that. Boy, talk about some high chakra, violet, flame energy, boy. Oh my goodness.
So this, these are the kinds of, I'm just sharing the kinds of symbols that come through to me from different star races, and all of these can be used to activate various things. Some are for healing, some are for activating DNA, some are for clearing and cleansing, some for healing. And so I'm just kind of sharing in a general way and just sharing some script also that I...
Oh, yes. Those are gorgeous too. I love that. Is that purple and green? Oh, yeah. Oh, is that gorgeous? That violet, violet chakra, third eye, kind of third eye heart chakra. Wow, that's so gorgeous.
Yeah, so...
Do you offer these for sale yet, your symbols?
Well, interesting you would ask that because
people are asking online too.
Oh,
are they? Okay, good. We'll see. I heard you guys asking out there, and
I'm getting ready to sell some of these online that people can purchase and then use for activations. So.
Excellent. Good.
And this is the one I'm going to use for our activation now. This one is amazing. This came to me from the Arcturians, and this is, they call it breath.
I was just going to say, did you see me put my hand to my throat? I was like, wow.
So they refer to this as breath or I am in terms of how humans would understand it. But after I drew this, it activated me so much I had to put it away for a little while. And it also can be used for clearing. I mean, it cleared my whole house like in about 2 seconds.
Wow.
So it's very powerful symbol that they brought through. So I really love this, and this has activated a lot of people. When I was interviewed on Skype for a group in New Jersey, or conferences I've spoken at where I've actually shown this, it's activated hundreds and hundreds of people, and so it's pretty amazing. So I thought I would just share this before I started the activation with a singing bowl. So you may see this one coming out and dancing. So
Jacqueline, that's so amazing.
We have to remember that too. These are multidimensional. They're not just used on a piece of paper.
they fill the room with the energy. Yeah, they're not flat on paper.
What I'm getting, at least for myself, I'm actually feeling like I can breathe in deeper after looking at that. It's almost like my lungs are, I've never felt this before. I don't know how to describe it.
That's the first thing that happened to me. As soon as I looked at it, I took in this like huge breath. I went, and it was like my throat chakra and my lungs I just went, I was like, that's got something to do with air. Wow.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So I have this I have symbols all over my house in every room. And this one I usually have up laying against my couch, so I look at it all the time and just love it. So
I will mention that too, that I also have a lot of different like sketchbooks and things filled with my symbols. And it's interesting that it's, they'll guide me to a book that I did like a year ago, open the page and they'll tell me to prop that one up for that day. I don't know why, but I quit asking questions, right? I just say, all right.
Yeah, I do the same thing. And and they usually end up telling me, what they mean. If they don't tell me immediately, they will eventually tell me. So, but I wanted to share that before we started. So
thank you very much. That was extremely wonderful and powerful. Boy, talk about a throat chakra opening. Excellent. Thank you so much. Yes, please carry on now. So,
okay.
Any instructions that you want to give to all of us ahead of time before you begin, please do as if you were, actually.
Okay. Okay. Ideally, I would love for people to just kind of get quiet and grounded, to put your feet flat on the floor if you can, and to just take a nice deep breath and relax, and to just come into our hearts, to be open to whatever might come through, to allow the activations to open up our chakra centers, to allow the healing, the alignments, the clearing outs, to enjoy it, to have fun with it, and to just really take it in as though you're like a sponge and you're taking in the frequencies. Today I'm going to be using one singing bowl. It is the note of E. I was told to use this bowl for today, and it is of the solar plexus. So this will help clear out, to purify, and also will help to balance. So, okay, I'm going to begin then. Kiaka ila, soke kiona kohera, shoma koe doala, ti te koata ki ila koa, shina koata hala, doi makali hina koata hira koala koa, sone ina koela koala ki ina, soma koata ki ila koala ila koe, te lo koala koala koere ki ana koela koala koela si na kohala koana ki ira doina koala 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 ki ia. Shoama koala ki ina koa. Doela koa te ina koa te ina koa te ela koa. Te ela koala ira. Soana koa te ira koe te ela. So ka iloko ani ina koana ki ina koali ilila. Si ina koare ina koara koala ki ira ia. Ira kiyana hiala yana hiala hara. Shahana hiara ira koa miyana ira iata ara. Doala koata inena koara. Poeti ina koara ki kara ira kiyana ka ara. Shiki ina kahara koala hana koa. Moha tiara ina koara. Goela koana ki ira. Sha. 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 Shakrokera. Koala koela. Lokela ko anahila. Wahiana hia koela ki ila kaena koara. Ala koena ki ina koera koara ki ina. Shikira koeta ki ira. Koera koana koara. So ina koara ki ina koara ina koara koma. To ina koa ki ira ka ira ka ana. Ke ilikiama ka ana ki ira. Te ira ka ana koa. Koara ki ina koara ko ana koara ira kala ki la ki ira. Makaria ka ala. Mohiana koere ira karia ia na hahaya. So ira hina ia hina giana hiana ia ina giana kari ina ka a. Si ira ira no na giana iana ira iani nina ka ira ira ia. So iana koera. Shihira koana. Shihira koana koera ena koara. Ina ka ala koata ira koana ki ha iana koera ka. Oh na iana koara ki ina koena koe. Suka ina koere ina koa. To era koa to ina koa so ana koa ta ira koa na koa. Shina koa ha iana koana. Koa. Usa. Doakia. Te e no koa. Te e no koa na koa. Shiki ino koa na ira. Maka lokuea. Te e no koa. Koa to e. Tihi to hela koana. Tihe no koe sakia. Na koa koa no koea. Aria hiani ano hiro la hira. Ani ani hila koe li hila koe ta hila koa. Tara ino kuia kana. Tara ina koe na koa. Tara ino to koe na hira. Sho e koe. Ha. no ko te e. Shai no ko. Tikira ko ala. Tikira ko ala. Tikira ko ala. Shukira ko ala. Tue koa. Tue no mahia. Lokio mahala koe lo koana. Shia no koela. Tue no koela. Koe koa. Koe koa. Koe koa. Many of these are blessings from a number of the star races, from the Pleiadians, from the Arcturians, from the Syrians, from the angelic realm, from the mantis, and from the fairy kingdom, the fairy gnome, unicorn kingdoms. All of them have come through with blessings to each and every one of you, and also blessing humanity, the earth, and releasing all limitations that humans think that they have. With this activation, limitations can just fall away now, releasing all the identities and becoming aligned with who you truly are, with your star consciousness, with your human self, allowing yourself to love yourselves more at the deepest level, to live from the heart, to trust the heart, to trust who you are, to be aligned with your truth, to speak your truth, and to never look back at what has been. Many, many blessings to all of you. We are honored to be here this day. We are honored to be a part of expressing who we are here, and expressing to all beings on earth with love and light. And we leave you with these frequencies. Our desire is to serve, to love, and for everyone to remember that we truly are all one. We are creation, all expressing creation through each and every one of us, all equal. We thank you. So be it, so be it, so be it.
Nyotuasana kiwa sonoria. Yananya oranaya kate. Samoria imalia korbateshe sakore. Siniano alakira satokongo yashatarikilaki. Sotanikila omalo sopo seto sona. Somia soto sapeliara kilango sana. Thank you, dear daughter of God's source. Yawa Hanashitiara. Thank you, dear angel to the earth and the stars. Yawarisana. Thank you, dear bridge. Yawarisana Kiliako. Samirasa Diarasa. For the lives that you have changed and the many that you will change. Imialukuamarasatorisaba Anu. Yaurasaniaro Kuambashanara Kilandi. Ilako. Arasanana. Vandorisikin Gatsatorsha. And you have chosen the key of E. Yarosamara Korea. For the true vibration of pure love and source light. The builders, the blocks of the cosmos. The El, the Elohim, the Arukia Barasanana, the highest of high, the whitest of lights, the highest of angels, and every realm in between. You are blessed and you are gifted. And you are thanked. your messages, your kindness, your love, your ambassadorship is noted all throughout the cosmos. All the yous. Saniki, Sanitia Sata Shanarasa. Tiasha, this divineness of you that resides in all of these realms, showing everyone else their divinity, bringing them closer to their own star families, their own heart centers. You are thanked. Dear sister of the stars, Simikia Satash, for bringing all these souls together, for reminding the souls who their families are, their over souls. Your power is great. Samisaniti Kiasasharasila, La Parashanaraki, La Seba Sonorisabala Hanakalakatorisata, Palahanakalakilu. Misata Shanara, Kayavatar Sanaki. Okay, I got to back off just a little bit because I'm going to cry, so I'm just going to stop. It's like, yes, I'll show. Even you, Jacqueline, don't know who you are. Saniti Sanasepa your ala kasana tapala hanakala. Your light just is so bright and so never ending. Don't ever lose sight of your own gifts. And in this work, this love that you send, this labor of love. You too need to be reminded of your beauty, of your impact, of your own divinity. My springboard, my sister, my mentor, my friend, Sinata and Bree, thank you, Separation, also for being here today. And I know that this this triangle, this is just the beginning. I'm absolutely, thank you for such a beautiful divine activation and blessing. I feel like your singing bowl, like I'm just still ringing in the singing.
Yes.
I am. I'm just my whole vibe, my whole body. It's just, okay, I'm gonna let you talk now for a second.
Well, yeah, thank you, sister, for those beautiful words, and thank you. That meant a lot to me. And you know, we're so connected and have been for such a long time, since the beginning. So I'm honored to be a part of this today and to share, you know, to share the things that I've learned through the years. That means a lot to me. So I've totally enjoyed this. I want to thank Bree for the amazing job she's doing today. And of course, Wendy, for having me on the show today. So thank you. I'm so happy everybody could be here today and those who will be listening to this. Lots of love and joy to everybody.
Absolutely, thank you. And I wanted to also thank, I wanted to see if we'll just say hi from Infinite Possibilities. She popped in at the end, and I just wanted to give her the opportunity to say hello if she wanted to. And since she came in at the end, I wasn't sure if she had the opportunity to speak or not. Are you there, Liliana?
Hi, Wendy. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all over here. Thank you, Bree, for letting me in. Finally in here, and no, I don't have now anything. I just love you all. Much love.
Thank you, and I want to thank you for all your beautiful work too, all over the world. Your beautiful light and healing is felt everywhere as well, and all of you, every single one of you in this room, everyone watching, everyone who ever will watch. It's because we're the same family. We're the same frequency. We're your tribe. We're your vibe. You wouldn't be here. It's not physically possible, and I love using that word because it puts it a little bit more into perspective, and it takes the esoterics out of it all, and it makes you realize that, you know, it's all about energy and creation and how we create our reality and everything in between. It's about frequency and resonance and how we heal each other when we share, when we shine our light, when we walk away from these, we leave these gatherings different than when we came in. We're literally created a whole new timeline now today together because we've shared this new alchemy of energy together. And we've created something that never existed before. You have to remember that every single day that you go out into the world, you create something that never existed before, and you cannot take that lightly. And we're being asked now in all of this new age of Aquarius, of connecting with our star families, our star origins, the animals that are on this planet, the earth, the stars, the sky, the trees, the plants. You can talk to anything, and everything sings and speaks a language of light. Absolutely everything. And now we've proven that we can connect electrodes to plants. They sing. So when Jacqueline talked about when she was a little girl, hearing the trees sing, she was not wrong. They sing. We can hear them on a frequency like a dog whistle that maybe we can't hear it, but we hear it. Our heart hears it. Our body hears it. Our molecules hear it. The water in our bodies hear it. That's what light languages do for us. It literally shakes our molecules and wakes us up and activates this DNA that we have been so long told was garbage. Seriously? There's nothing about us that's garbage. Nothing. Not a single aspect of any of us that are garbage or unnecessary. So that's a reminder of what this is all about. So I thank all of you for being with us today in this, once again, this galactic gathering. I thank you all, Jacqueline, once again, and I know that so many more of these events will be taking place, and I invite all of you once again in your own lives in every way that you can, whether it's a meetup in your own neighborhood, whether it's going on YouTube, all the social medias, it doesn't matter what it is, or if you're just sitting in your room, simply meditating on wanting the world to be better, your connections to your inner self and your own inner guidance be better. That's all you need to do. The simple fact that you exist is all you need. You matter because you exist. You're here because you need to exist. And we, all of us in this room and everybody in all that is, needs you to exist or you wouldn't be here. So now what, Lisa? We are equal. Every single, even the angels remind us, even God reminds us, Source reminds us, we're equal. You are that powerful because you are Source, you are God. You have access to everything. So if there's any way that any of us in this room, Jacqueline, me, anybody can help you find that part of you, that inner guidance of you, that inner light being, we're here for you. We're your family. This is so. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it.
Guys, broadcast and we can sit and chat afterward. That's the fun of doing these events, is always the after parties for whoever can stay. But we will leave you here, and thank you once again. JacquelineSmith.com. Languages of Lights here on YouTube and Facebook. You can find us both everywhere. Thank you again. Niatosa Piliana. And remember, star origins. We're all star families. The one is the all and the all are the one. I love you. Miyakosha. Mahala.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Bree.